The marble spins again. Listen closely. This is Dead Air Theater. The climb took them into a silence so deep it felt like the world had already ended. Snow fell in a constant drift, not violent or hurried, but endless flakes that seemed too heavy, sinking straight down instead of swirling in the wind. Their boots punched holes in drifts that came up to the thigh. Each step swallowed as though the mountain wished to erase them before they could reach its summit. Dr. Andrew Rice lifted his goggles, rubbed frost from the lenses, and tried not to think about how long the sun had been staring down at them. The others trudged in single file, the rope between them slack but visible, a thin red vein against the white void. Here at the top of the world, night was little more than rumor. The sun dropped low to the horizon, sagging like a bruised fruit, but never truly disappeared. It lingered with the weight of a staring eye. 22 hours of daylight pressing down, bleaching the world into something stark and unnatural. Men grew sick under such light. Minds curdled. Shadows grew too long, too thin, then vanished entirely, leaving nothing but glare. It feels like we're walking through oatmeal. You sure we're not walking in circles?
The GPS says we're close. 200 meters, maybe less.
Maybe? I stopped trusting maybe hours ago. Miriam squinted ahead.
There. I see it. Just past the ridge.
She pointed, the wool around her gloves soaked and stiff with frost. Through the haze, the facility appeared. First, just a darker shape in the storm, then emerging fully as a wall of corrugated steel and antennas bent low with eyes. A chain-link fence encircled the grounds, its top strung with barbed wire, though both fence and wire sagged under the burden of snow. The gate hung open. Well, that's not fucking good. Andrew tightened his grip on the rope.
Stay sharp.
And beyond the gate, half buried in drifts, were the guards. There were 4 of them, slumped against the fence posts, their rifles scattered, helmets cracked. Their bodies had split open down the chest, as if some tremendous force had burst outward. The snow had preserved them grotesquely well, pale skin stretched taut, ribs thrust outward like white fingers clawing at the sky. No one spoke. The silence pressed heavier. Even the wind seemed to falter. Finally, Miriam whispered,
Oh my God! What could even do that?
Jonas crouched near one of the corpses, eyes scanning. Jesus Christ! Are they frozen like that? Internal rupture. Pressure from within, maybe? But it's too clean, too symmetrical.
We move. We document later.
Sure, let's just walk past the exploded men. Nothing strange about that. Andrew adjusted the straps on his pack, nodded once, and stepped through the gate. Inside, the facility was worse. The first corridor smelled faintly metallic, like copper left too long in the rain, though the air was sharp with cold. Fluorescent lights flickered at half strength, buzzing with an arrhythmic hum. Every door stood ajar, and in every room they passed, bodies sprawled. Researchers in torn lab coats slumped across desks, collapsed in corners, splayed on tile. Many of them opened the same way as the guards outside, rib cages cracked wide, cavities hollowed.
It's all the same pattern, same direction of tear.
Something had clawed its way out, leaving no trace of itself behind but a sheen of black residue, like oil but thicker, clinging to the walls in streaks. The substance seemed to crawl faintly when watched too long, flowing with some private pulse. Jonas turned, face pale beneath his frost mask.
Oh, hell no. It's moving. You saw that, right? That's not just me.
Miriam stepped closer to one wall, flashlight trembling.
Is it moving?
Light reflection, maybe?
That's not fucking human. That couldn't be.
Andrew stared at the dark smear.
Stay back. I think it's responding to our body heat.
Or light?
Yeah, or maybe it just doesn't like us being here. Which, great. I feel the same way. We should have stayed at base camp. Ugh. At least the ghosts there don't fucking wiggle.
Focus. These people were scientists. Whatever happened here started in the labs. We need to find the core.
A sound came from the vents. Chittering.
The hell is that?
Dry, insectile, quick and darting, as though 1,000 tiny legs scurried just out of sight. And then silence.
Something's in there.
Jonas looked up.
Tell me that's not coming from inside the vents.
Andrew tilted his head upward, squinting at the dark slats.
Keep moving. Stay quiet.
Yeah, 'cause silence will stop whatever the fuck that is.
Keep your lights high. Move slow.
It was Miriam that noticed the first pipe.
Wait. Stop. Look at that.
A black tube no wider than a wrist ran along the ceiling, snaking out from a seam in the wall.
It's everywhere.
It wasn't metal. It wasn't plastic. Its surface flexed almost organically, with veins of faint light throbbing underneath. Jonas took a step closer, squinting.
That's not equipment-grade tubing.
Don't touch it.
I wasn't planning to. Fuck. Thing looks like it'd scream if you poked it.
Miriam traced it with her light.
See? There. And there.
They followed the pipe down the hall, where it merged into a knot of others, and then vanished through a bulkhead door. Every corridor was the same, tubes threaded like veins, humming faintly.
Feels alive.
That's not a conduit. It's organic.
You mean it is alive?
Alive or something pretending to be.
Yeah, thanks. I was just about ready to relax.
It's like roots. Like the whole building's being absorbed.
Maybe it already has been.
Wait. Stop. That doesn't make sense. We're descending. It should be colder.
Maybe the heating system's gone haywire. Or maybe the mountain's hell-bent on cooking us before it eats us.
Are you always this optimistic?
You'd hate me if I weren't.
Enough! We're going to the core. The log said this facility's reactor was self-sustaining. I want to know what that means.
Bet you regret signing that research grant now.
Andrew didn't answer. The chittering was growing louder. Always moving. At last, they reached the heart of the station, the reactor chamber. Pipes converged here in a tangled web, dozens, hundreds, braided into the walls and floor, pulsing like arteries feeding into a single monolithic machine. Its surface was neither polished nor rough, but strangely seamless, as though poured into shape all at once. Veins of light ran across it, forming glyphs that flickered and reformed too quickly to read. At its center, a chamber of glass, or something like glass. held a searing light. Not flame or electricity, but pure radiance, spinning like a miniature sun. Blazing so bright the walls quivered with its heat. Looking into it too long brought visions, constellations bending, stars collapsing, galaxies folding into spirals that vanished before the mind could catch them. The machine hummed like a vast throat, vibrating through their bones. Miriam took a step forward, breath caught in her throat.
My God. It's beautiful.
Wrong? That's not machinery. That's... Hell, I don't know what the fuck that is.
It's both. It's beyond design, beyond physics.
Maybe it's self-created. An evolution of systems, a feedback loop.
Don't start theorizing about living reactors. We should leave it the fuck alone.
We can't. If it's a power source gone rogue, it could melt the mountain.
You don't know that.
So what's your fucking plan? Poke it until it behaves?
Find the control relay. There should be a manual override.
Andrew, if we shut it down, what if it wasn't built to be shut down?
Where's it getting its power from?
Who cares where it's getting its fucking power from? Let's go.
The chittering now circled the chamber, skittering behind the walls, above the pipes, beneath the floor. Miriam's voice broke.
We're not alone.
Jonas drew his sidearm.
I told you we should have shut up and helped me. No, you don't even know what this is. Look around, Rice. Everyone here has tried something, and they're all fucking inside out.
It's reaching out to us. To our voices.
Then shut up already.
If we don't do something, that sound won't stop. Ever.
Andrew, please.
Andrew, for once in your brilliant career, just don't.
His gloved hand gripped a heavy switch protruding from the console. The hum faltered, the light dimmed, and then silence. The chamber stood empty. No, not empty. Floating at its center, weightless and still, was a sphere no larger than a child's toy, black and perfect. But within its surface writhed impossible things. Galaxies coiling into one another, symbols flashing and erasing themselves, geometries blooming outward only to collapse again in endless recursion.
Oh my God!
What is that?
I don't know.
The marble pulsed once, and the air left the room. They stumbled outside, choking, desperate for breath. The chittering behind them growing into something more. They looked up. The sun was gone. In its place hung a void, a sphere, vast beyond comprehension, identical to the marble but stretched across the heavens. Its surface seethed with galaxies, shifting runes and endless night. Around its edge burned a ring of fire, the only remnant of a dying star. Miriam dropped to her knees.
What is it? The sun. Where is the sun?
No.
What did we do?
Jonas laughed, wild and cracked. We turned it off, Doc. You said we should turn it off, so we turned it off. Andrew stared upward, hollow-voiced. We didn't turn it off. We turned it on. Day had ended, not with dusk or night, but with obliteration. The whole world lay in shadow. From behind them came a sound, a wet crack. One of the bodies in the snow split open. Oh no.
is
Oh
that?
no, what the fuck?
What is that?
The ribcage peeled apart with a sinewy, tearing sound. Something unfurls itself from within the cavity. Too many limbs, slick and chitinous, ending in claws that drip black ichor. More limbs follow. The creature unfurls itself slowly, deliberately, as though waking from a long sleep. Its body is elongated and insectile, armored plates glimmering beneath a translucent membrane that hum with a faint, rhythmic light. Wings unfold, 4 of them, each ribbed with a thread of radiant sinew that hum like violin strings when they move. Its head a crown of eyes, hundreds, maybe thousands, each one a pinprick of starlight. Some spiral inward like galaxies, others blink like dying suns. The same eyes litter its torso and all of its limbs, all turning independently, gazing in every direction at once. It opens its mouth and Miriam screams with it. It rises to its full height, 10 feet, maybe more. It spreads its wings. Snow whirls upward, defying gravity, pulled toward it like a tide reversing. And behind it, more bodies begin to bloom open. More creatures unfold. The chittering is everywhere now. The sound of 1,000 legs moving, 1,000 eyes opening. Jonas raises his gun, hands trembling. Tell me what the fuck to do, Andrew. There's nothing left to do. Andrew looks skyward. The vast black sun in the sky, turning slowly, reflecting a universe that was no longer theirs. Galaxies shifting inside like fish beneath dark water. He watches as the creatures step from their hosts, wings glimmering like shards of night. I don't think this is our home anymore. Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Dead Air Theater. The Machine and the Mountain was written and produced by Edward Baker, also featuring Tessa Vale Audio. You can find her over on TikTok. As always, let me know what you thought in the comments, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for listening.